Hi there, in this screencast I'm going to identify the vertex of 4 parabolas and then I'm going to graph 2 of those parabolas. Alright, in the first problem here I have number 1. I have a parabola that's already written in vertex form, so that makes it pretty easy to determine the vertex. So what do? I'm going to draw a set of parentheses, and then the y-coordinate of the vertex is going to be that number, and then the x-coordinate of the vertex is that number except you change its sign. So that would mean that this parabola has a vertex of -1, -8. Alright, now I have a vertex that's in standard form. So when I'm given something in standard form, I look at the coefficients, and my a and b are going to be used to determine the x-coordinate of the vertex. And that's going to be, the formula is -b over 2a for the x-coordinate of the vertex. So what do I need to do? I need to say, okay, that's -8/3 divided by 2 times a. Except that I'm going to change the sign of the -8/3 because b is -8/3, so -b would be +8/3. And then in the denominator, I'm going to have 2 times a. Well, that's 2 times -1/3, which is -2/3. So really now I have 8/3 over 2/3. Well, that's a fraction over a fraction, so I'm going to flip and multiply. That's how I divide one fraction by another fraction, and that gives me the 3's cancel out and I get -4. So I have, because 8 divided by -2 is -4. Then I put that number back in and do the math, back in for x. So when I put -4 in there, I get -1/3 times -4 squared minus 8/3 times -4 minus 31/3. So this, let's see, this gives me -16/3, plus 32/3 minus 31/3. 32/3 minus 31/3 is 1/3, so I get -16/3 plus 1/3, and that's equal to -15/3, which is -5. So that means the coordinate of my vertex is -4, -5. Alright, now I'm going to actually go ahead and graph 2 parabolas. So let me see if I can first of all move up to the problem. Okay, so the first one is in vertex form, so that's easy enough to graph. So I'm going to identify the vertex first of all, and the vertex of this one is going to be, let's see, the y-coordinate is going to be -1, the x-coordinate is going to be +4. Alright, so now let me just do a little table of values. I'll put in the coordinates of the vertex, and then now I'm going to find a point on either side of the vertex. So I'm going to add 1, and I'm going to subtract 1. Now I find the y-coordinate by substituting the x-coordinate in and simplifying. So I'm going to get, let's see, 5 minus 4, and then I square that. Well, that's just 1 squared. Then I apply the -1, and then I subtract 1. That's going to give me -2, and then I'm going to get the same thing there because parabolas are symmetric. So now let me graph those 3 points and connect the dots with a U. So it would be 5, -2, 4, -1, and 3, -2. Alright, and then I connect the dots with a U, and that's my the graphed version of my parabola. Alright, the next one is standard form. So standard form, to find the vertex, like we did in the problem above, I need to do -b over 2a. So -b is going to be -8. And then 2a is going to be 2 times -1. So -8 over 2 times -1 is 8 over -2, and that's going to be -4. So now let me take the -4, I put it back in, I get -4 squared minus 8 times -4 minus 20. Well, the negative 4 squared is 16, and then I apply the negative sign, so I get negative 16. This is going to be plus 32, then this is going to be minus 20. So 32, let's see, this ends up being negative 36 plus 32 if I add those two together, and then add 32, and that is going to give me negative 4. So that means my vertex is negative 4, or negative 4, I should say. Now I do the exact same thing as in the previous problem. I draw a table of values. So let me draw my table of values. And I'm going to put negative 4, and I'm going to find a point on either side. So I'll do negative 3 there. I'm going to add 1 to negative 4. I'm going to subtract 1, and I get negative 5. All right, now to find the y-coordinate, I take the negative 3, and it goes back in. I substitute it back in for x in the original equation. So I get negative 3 squared minus 8 times negative 3 minus 20. So this is going to give me, let's see, negative 9 plus 24 minus 20. That's negative 29, if I add those two together, plus 24. That gives me negative 5. So I'm going to do, that means on either side, I'm going to have, where is my problem? No, that's it. Either side, I'm going to, oops. Gosh, did I just accidentally undo that? Where'd my tail? Oh, no, one problem down. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm going to have a negative 5. So my 3 points are going to be negative 3, negative 5, negative 4, negative 4, and negative 2, negative 5, negative 5. Connect the dots, and I have my parabola. All right, hope this was helpful, and we will hope you do well in this quiz. Cheers.